Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that welcome back to the show. Yo, listen up, we back in the game. Sweep the league, we got the flame. All the data to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Right from the two and the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweep the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Never done, rubber rock stats, we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is Sweep the League. We are here to sweep the league and much more tonight, as it's going to be myself, Derek Gervin, and Coach Gio. In the second half of the show, we're going to be bringing on a friend of mine from high school, a local San Antonio comedian, Dave Mullins. He's got a show coming up at the Josephine Theater, July 27th. It's hanging out with Dave. We're going to talk a little bit with Dave Mullins. A classmate of mine, graduated with him back at Central Catholic, so he'll be on here the second part of the show. We've got some Team USA Canada talk. Is about to get started here in about another 25 minutes. Get some thoughts on that. And then the Kawhi thing, because we just can't get Kawhi Leonard out of our heads. We're going to talk a little bit about Kawhi news coming out. And, of course, whatever else comes up under the sun. I am joined by Derek Gervin himself and the guy who took a day off yesterday because he couldn't handle the smoke, Coach Gio himself. What is going on, gentlemen?
There was no couldn't handle the smoke.
There was no smoke yesterday? Oh, yeah. You left me to talk wrestling, and I got to tell both of you guys that wrestling talk was really good. Like, I think we're going to have a wrestling show here or there, by the way, because if you guys need to watch Gio and Derek, I mean, if y'all watch wrestling, even old school wrestling, good. Oh, yeah. God, everybody in the chat was about wrestling, man. Holy cow.
I wouldn't mind a wrestling podcast. I used to watch a lot of 90s stuff. Still to this day watch a lot of 90s stuff, as well as obviously 2000s as well. A lot of podcasts. JR, man, there's so many guys out here who are doing podcasts nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I'm a big fan.
Big fan. Derek, you're a wrestling fan from back in the day.
Yeah, but my back in the day is a little further than you guys. I'm a little older than you. My back in the day was the Sheik and Bobo Brazil and Haystacks Calhoun and those guys.
Wow. So, I would say the Sheik I remember. I think everybody remembers the Iron Sheik.
Well, not the Iron Sheik. It's just the Sheik. No, not the Iron Sheik.
Oh,
it's the
crap.
Sheik. So, but I'm also familiar with the Kerry Von Erichs and who doesn't know Shawn Michaels, being from San Antonio. So, yeah, I know a little bit about it.
Yeah, because even modern day wrestlers like Bill Goldberg, he lives in Bernie. The Undertaker, I believe, is in Austin. Stone Cold's in Victoria, but I think Stone Cold has a house in San Antonio as well. So South Texas is pretty represented on the wrestling scene. Of course, you've got local wrestlers like Mission Pro Wrestling. You've got RCW, a lot of local indies here as well. YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's at Sweep the League TV. Search for us on there. We're up to 134 subscribers. That's 114 more than we were a month ago. So we're killing it on YouTube right now. Not only that, we're giving away College Football 25, a copy of that on July 19th. If we get up to 200 subscribers on YouTube, everybody that's a subscriber gets 2 entries into the drawing for a copy of College Football 25. You pick the platform. You want it on Xbox, you want it on PlayStation 5, you let me know. We'll get you the platform you deserve. Let's get to the comment here, gentlemen. Good to spend time with each of you. Yes, sir. Thank you,
Rudy.
JC. What's up, Bob?
Can I say something quickly about the wrestling?
Yeah, go for it, man.
I told you before. I never told Gio, but I went to at that time it was called PTs.
Okay, everybody knows the PTs in San Antonio. That's for sure.
Off 410 in the Blanco area.
Yeah.
And so I went, and they had a lot of the wrestlers were there. At this time, it was the Undertaker and several other people there. They had ladies and men, right? So
Yeah.
it was a woman. It was a woman there that was kept talking about how wrestling was phony, and you could see the guys and the ladies that were there getting upset. So one of the guys decided to tell the lady that if she really thought it was fake, that he would show her a move. And I'm telling you, you see my hand. He picked her up, man. He put her in a pile driver. I'm not sorry for laughing.
I can see where this is going.
But after that, never again did she say, by the time she recovered, never again did she say it was fake.
Oh, God. And so
Look,
you got pile drivers? She got pile drivers? Oh, my God.
Well, listen, yes, wrestling, the outcome, but they put a lot of work into wrestling. If you watch a lot of these interviews, Rudy, from the past,
Yeah.
The traveling was tough, right? On the road a lot.
Yeah.
Right? You got to make sure you don't hurt your partner in the ring.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Goldberg would hurt somebody. He actually hurt Bret Hart in the ring that actually ended his career. But
his career, yes.
Another day. But yeah, yes, it's fake. The outcome, the punches, but a lot goes into the preparation. We've seen wrestlers actually die in the ring, a la Owen Hart. So
yeah,
things happen. Yes, it's fake, but everyone, please understand, they still entertain and they still got to put their body on the line.
I don't know if I would see, that's the problem, I think. And I think we gotta talk a little bit about it on another show for wrestling, but the word fake, I think it's probably thrown too loosely for wrestling. It's entertainment. I don't know if it's fake because a chair shot, a slap, Rock took a slap from Thunder Rosa on one of our charity events.
We were there.
We were there. Not only did it sound like thunder hitting, the ground, Rock's chest was red and welted. So I can't really, the word fake, I know gets thrown around in wrestling a lot. And I think it's kind of thrown out loosely. And it's not a, bad or anything like that. But I mean, chair shots. I mean, the entertainment value, everything about wrestling, I say it's real, but I understand it's the outcome.
The tables. Don't forget, they throw you out there ring.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to, going through those tables.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much you've got to learn for wrestling, but I know where Gio's coming from. It's the predetermined outcomes and everything. I understand that, but they're actually getting kind of good, I believe, on that too, because back then you could pretty much tell, like, okay, this person's going to win. This person's going to win. A little bit now, it's a little bit easier to get through it.
Well, Rudy, now they even have these posts and pre-conferences. Like it has some sort of kind of realness to a certain extent. They're also moving to Netflix, right? I believe in a few years, Rudy, which means that they're going to be able to curse and do a lot of things that they used to do. I mean, to me, Rudy, the Attitude Era, that's the era I grew up on, and that was one of the eras that was really good. There's obviously some eras after that as well, really good as well. But no, wrestling is going in a good direction. And I saw WrestleMania, Rudy. I was actually pretty impressed. I thought it was really good.
I saw it. Yeah.
So
it was really good.
Yeah.
We need more WWE UFC crossover with gladiator style fights and arenas. Holy cow, man. I mean, can you imagine gladiator, WWE, UFC? I don't know about any of that. That'd be crazy stuff here. But nonetheless, yesterday's wrestling show went really, really well, to the point where we were talking about maybe doing it weekly or bi-weekly, doing a wrestling show for you guys, getting everybody on here to talk some more wrestling, because it was pretty awesome. But nonetheless, we got to get to our sponsors: MCS General Contracting, La Cocina Taco Truck, and Special Leaf Tea. proud sponsors of Sweep the League. This first segment is brought to you by MCS General Contracting. Family and home, it all starts with a foundation. You need the best foundation poured. It is MCS General Contracting. Chris Lehan, the boys are guaranteed the satisfaction. Customer service is superb. It is awesome. These guys will get it done quick, and they'll get it done right to where you'll never have to call them back because it's a guarantee from Chris Lehan, the boys. MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League and of this segment coming up. So we've got Team USA tonight. And we're not talking about Kawhi just yet, but Team USA going up against Team Canada. This is the first true test that we're going to see for Team USA basketball. Now, Canada is no joke whatsoever. I mean, we know exactly the players that they have. SGA, Dylan Brooks, RJ Barrett, Dort, Edie, Kelly Olynyk. I mean, they've got players on this team. Any chance that we see Canada upset the USA in this game tonight? We can start with Derek on this one. Canada and the US, this is the first true test. And I'm not going to lie, Zach Edey in the Summer League he's been better than advertised, to be honest with you, because I didn't expect a whole lot from him, period. Now, I know it's Summer League basketball, but again, this Canadian team, it's got some ballers on it.
Well, tonight's not going to really be a barometer of what we're going to see once the Olympics once it really starts. Neither team is going to show their whole card, as they say.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to set the tone and play hard, maybe for the first half or whatever. I don't think either team is worried about actually winning tonight. They're still trying to develop chemistry. And for the U.S., I think that's more important than the Canadians, because I think they've already developed more chemistry than the USA team has. And as you know, Derek White is just on his way or going over to Paris.
Yeah.
So now they have to incorporate him into the team. And it sounds like they've been having some good practices. I guess the guys voted LeBron as the best player or whatever. That's another story. That's not good. But I think it's going to be a decent game tonight, but I don't think it's going to really matter who wins. It's just trying to develop your chemistry. And yes, Darth, Wild Bull Curry and Flying Fred Curry. Yes, sir.
Curry's, man. So was he related to Steph?
He's talking about wrestling. Wild Bull. Yeah. We had a Wild Bull Curry, and then there was his son, Flying Fred Curry.
There you go, John. I mean, John, he's pulling him out. I had no idea about Bill Curry at all. Not at all. So Derek definitely knows a lot of these wrestlers here. Gio, Canada tonight, Team USA. I mean, hey, Derek's right. They're not gonna put it all on the table. I mean, this is an Olympic play right now, but this is a great test for Team USA. And Canada is just one of many teams in this Olympics that's probably going to be a headache for Team USA.
Oh, Canada. Listen, I see this kind of like a preseason game. Both teams don't want to show their cards too much. I think Canada has been together for a bit. The NBA team, if they come out the way they looked against the other USA team,
select team,
the select team, they're probably not going to win that game. That's all I'm saying. If they come out like that, Derek, right? If they're coming out there kind of going through the motions, but I expect both teams to play well, just not show everything, because obviously it's not too much of a big game just yet.
And you're right. Going back to that select team, I mean, you saw what Cooper Flag, you saw how he was able to play against Team USA. And again, was that select team, again, the game against the select team, was that even worth, looking at and saying, hey, you know what? Team USA is probably not as good as we thought they were. Again, I don't think they showed out. I mean, it was kind of just an exhibition. It was maybe even lower than what an exhibition is. It was just kind of get a feel for the game, get everybody on the same court, play a little ball, kind of like pickup basketball is kind of what I took it as. I was more focused on the younger guys. I wanted to see how they would play. Because sometimes when you go against NBA, competition, you tend to maybe play a little bit harder. You tend to maybe be a little scared, maybe have a little fear. You want to see how some of these guys play. Cooper Flag really played really well against the Team USA guys, but same thing with Canada. I mean, I truly don't expect SGA to play a whole lot of minutes. I kind of maybe see Zach Edey gets some run, but SGA, maybe Dylan Brooks. I don't expect them to play a whole lot of minutes. Maybe even RJ Barrett, not a whole lot. So, not to say it's going to be a good game. You can watch it on FS1 tonight at 9:30, which is roughly about 12 minutes from now is when the game is going to start. Other Team USA news that did come out is Kawhi Leonard. Now, it comes out, and you see everything about Kawhi. And all the tweets and all Facebook, social media is basically saying, well, what did you expect? I mean, he's injured. He never plays. He sits out. You can't do load management in the Olympics. Steve Kerr said, you know what? We're not going to allow you to load manage. Well, Kawhi said, peace, I'm out of here. You've seen all the memes. You've seen everything. I totally get, you know what? The Olympics it's for your country. It's a team sport. Just like basketball, but more so ever in the Olympics, it's for your country. If you're not healthy, bowing out is not a bad thing ever, in my opinion. But I've going a little bit deeper into this because knowing that Kawhi doesn't seem to be healthy, when is it going to be enough for teams to say, okay, we can't have 45, 50 game Kawhi anymore, get to the playoffs and get 2-3 games out of you in the playoffs? At what point is it okay? We're maybe not going to be able to pay you X number of dollars because we can't get X number of games. Go ahead, Derek, if you want to jump on that one.
Well, first, you're talking about my favorite player. So
I am. I know.
People act like the guy has done nothing. I don't think there's not been a time he's got hurt intentionally.
Yeah.
The guy's a 2-time MVP. I think it was nothing but a great thing for him to bow out. And we have questions about not just Kawhi. We have the same questions about a Kevin Durant. Is he healthy? Is his calf? How's he doing? How's a Joel Embiid doing? We don't know if he's healthy. And then, of course, there's Anthony Davis. Yeah. So it's not just Kawhi. I'm glad that he bowed out. But people have to stop acting like the guy's done nothing. I mean, the guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. And I'm glad that Derek White was given the opportunity. Jaylen Brown didn't seem too happy about it, but we can get into that later. But I'm just glad that he bowed out and he showed that it's about the player, it's about the team over the player. And I think he made the right decision. And I also think the Clippers made the right decision trying to go into the new year in their new arena with a healthy Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, again, the accomplishments that Kawhi has, he's a 2-time NBA champion, finals MVP, probably, and I don't even say probably, when he plays, he's the best two-way player in the game by far. There's nobody better than him in the game right now. He is best, two-way player, period. He is a Hall of Famer, and the question that, that I brought up was, okay, it's gotta be in the back of people's minds, especially a lot of GMs. If he ever becomes a free agent, your first question is, okay, we're getting the best two-way player, but for how long and for how many games do you get the 50 games out of him, go into the playoffs, maybe rest him towards the back end of the season to where he's good for the playoffs? It's kind of hard to picture it for a coaching staff, for a GM, because then it goes back to what's the correct number to pay him. So I'm fearing, okay, where does that fall for Kawhi? Not so much of his game, not so much of what he's been doing on the court. It's just when is enough on the sense of how many games am I going to get out of you?
Rudy, remember now, Gio, I'm sorry. Remember this. They just gave the man $159 million.
I was just about to say that.
So he doesn't have to worry. So Steve Ballmer's not worried about it. So if Steve Ballmer's not worried about it, nobody else should be.
I was just about to say, Derek, they just gave the extension.
He earned his money. I mean, Gio, we talked last week, right? Steph Curry had injury concerns coming into the league, didn't he? Yeah. And he still has occasional flare-ups with his ankle. So it happens, but it doesn't happen from you just sitting at home. When Kawhi plays, he gives 100%. And his injury, you remember when the injury started, they didn't start until, he got hurt his thigh or whatever. And then Zaza Pachulia stepped under his foot.
Cheap shot.
Okay. So, and then that's when he really started getting hurt. And then he was recovering. And then Joe Ingles ran into him intentionally when they were playing Utah.
Yeah.
And so that re-aggravated his injury. I just hope people remember that. The guy gives us all. And that's all you can ask of any player.
Yeah, no, I mean, to Derek's point, as I was just about to mention there, they just gave him an extension. So he's there, for another 3 years? I think it's around close to $50 million a year.
Yeah.
When healthy in the postseason, would love to see him there, right, Rudy? Obviously they met the Mavericks, couldn't get the job done. Look, at this point, they have a new building, right? They got to pay for that building. You need butts in the seats. I don't even know how many Clipper fans are living in LA. There's apparently a good amount of them that's going to be coming. I've seen pictures of the arena. You guys got to admit, it's a pretty nice arena.
Extravagant.
Very nice, exaggerate. I mean, just some of the features, the luxury, the suites, all that stuff. They got to pay for it somehow. You have to have a star. That's why I thought it was funny that Paul George said, well, just give me what you gave Kawhi. No, I don't really think. If you really look at the numbers, Paul has also been hurt as well. You can't have two hurt guys. Just have one. And
so that's where it comes back at. Okay, so again, I don't cause the argument. I'm just kind of not even pointing facts in a way. If Paul George wanted the same amount as Kawhi Leonard, you're going to probably get more games out of Paul George. So that's where the use comes in. The being useful. Now, don't get me wrong. Paul George is no Kawhi Leonard. He's no Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is the better player. But in the long run, in the long term, in the long scheme of things here, you do get more games out of Paul than you would out of Kawhi. That's a safe bet there. I mean,
is that true, Gio?
I don't think the number is as separate. I think it's fairly close, Rudy.
Yeah, because Paul gets hurt a lot too.
Yeah, Paul gets hurt. And it was kind of ironic that they both played their most games this season.
Yeah, they did.
Ironically, the contract year. So that just shows you, okay, what's really going on. But listen, Kawhi Leonard, as a Spurs fan, I have nothing against him. He's a baller when fully healthy. He is, especially a two-way player, some of the best I've seen. And look, the Clippers are trying to build around him. We'll see what happens. I think they'll make the playoffs. But if he's not in the postseason, anything past the first round, it's probably not going to happen.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what I'm looking at too. We've seen more of Paul in the playoffs. For the Clippers.
Well, there's been more flameouts from Paul, but yes.
I guess, and that's what I'm saying. It's not so much that we're looking at it as, Paul George is a better player. I think if I'm Ballmer, I understand where Paul George is coming from. And I think even Kawhi kind of made a cheap shot about, to Paul on his way out, basically about, what did you expect basically with Paul leaving? It's the fact that I think I would have tried my damnedest to keep both Paul and Kawhi in LA, because now you're stuck with Harden. And to me, Harden doesn't do anything for this team. Like, he hasn't really done anything for any team, in my opinion. So I'm doing what I can to keep Paul and Kawhi together. I do like there. I think they could make a couple of moves here and there. But, that's where I looked at the whole thing. I questioned it because if I'm paying, the $159 million extension, it's like, man, was it okay? Ballmer, I was like, here it is. But the GM in me says, like, golly, it's here, but can you pry it from my hands? Because it makes me second guess a lot of stuff here. You're kind of not handcuffing your team, but the moves that you could have potentially made is where I'm looking at. Like, okay, that's my GM side talking about. That's my GM talking right there. Is I get worried about that kind of cash if I'm not going to get, X number of games out of it.
Rudy, can I say something about that?
Yeah,
And this is
go
the
ahead.
only problem I had with the whole situation, right?
Yeah.
And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. They were putting those two guys basically on the same level, like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to pay Paul, they offered him a 2-year, $60 million deal.
Yeah.
And we know that's not chump change. That's still $30 million a year. But that's saying for him, that's a slap in the face, because if they're parading you around as one of the best players and they want to go into this new arena with Kawhi and Paul, they could have made a much better offer than they made. And then look what ends up happening. He goes to Philadelphia and he gets $24 million a year more than he was offered with the Clippers.
Yeah, that is true.
Question for Derek. Derek, if the Clippers never made that trade for George and SGA is with the Clippers, what do you see happening here? Is this a team that potentially makes a finals run?
I'm a big Paul George fan, but I got to be honest, man. They gave up half the franchise to get Paul. And if you look back now, it looks like Shea was the move to make. He's been he's a second for the MVP voting or whatever. And then this year, we know what he did again. So that's 2 years in a row. He's been first team all NBA. And, we can't go back, but we can always do it in hindsight and this and that. But I think it hasn't worked out with Kawhi and Kawhi and Paul George. And for me, they were kind of too similar. Paul handles the ball more and all that, but they not. I think with Shea, it would have worked a lot better with Shea and Kawhi. So for me, I love Paul George, but Gio, I got to be honest, man. I look back. I wish we would have brought in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, no, I agree. They gave up a lot for Paul, and they did make a conference finals, but that was it.
It's and I guess that's what it is. I don't know. Can we put more of the blame on the trade that was made for Paul George? I mean, you see what Oklahoma City got. They got a massive return with SGA. I mean, MVP.
I just felt like they gave up so much for a guy in Oklahoma City that I felt like, okay. I mean, he played well. Don't get me wrong.
Not superstar status.
But
I hear you clearly.
A superstar status, getting all those picks, and then that one person. And I just thought it was way too much at the time. I mean, obviously now in hindsight, like, well, they definitely shouldn't have included him in the trade. But yeah, Paul George, even in Oklahoma City, I thought his best years were definitely behind him.
So, and I guess, man, that's like the problem we have with all of, basketball in a way, is it goes back to what you and myself and, Derek, we always gripe about is social media. You're putting Paul George on a status that, like you said, they paid for a superstar player. I mean, is he legit a superstar player in the league? I never did.
He's a star. He's more, to me, I don't consider him a superstar. I don't consider Jalen Brunson a superstar. Donovan Mitchell, I consider those really, really great players. They're stars, but they're not superstars. There's only a handful of superstars. You're talking about the Kevin Durant's, the Steph Curry's, the LeBron James. Those guys you don't find every day. So for me, Paul has had a really good career, possibly even a great career, but not superstar. At no point to me has he ever been a superstar.
And that's what we kind of talk about a little bit is, putting a lot of these guys on a higher pedestal than what they actually are. I mean, like you said, now, can you
stop it, James? Come on.
Kawhi Leonard destroying organizations one franchise at a time.
Come on.
At least Toronto and SA got championships out of it.
That's what I'm thinking. They both got championships out of
and that's what I'm
Leonard.
saying. Kawhi he's a superstar. I mean, he's brought titles to two organizations.
And one organization who has never even been close.
Yeah.
Gio, what do you think about that? Come on, James. At least Toronto and SA got championships.
Hey, he won the Finals MVP.
Isn't that the goal? To get
That's the goal.
He's only been to 3 teams, though. James is talking like he's been all around the league. Like he's been to 10, 11 teams like that.
He's acting like he's Shaq at the end of his career, floating around different teams on the bench. And no disrespect to Shaq. But, I mean, look, he's played with 3 teams. He's got the Clippers to a conference finals, Derek. I mean, that's got to mean something.
It should.
He says he's a superstar when healthy. And of course, I mean, when healthy, MVP candidate. I mean, he's like
that first half of the season, Rudy, he was playing out of his mind.
This year. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Playing out of his mind.
He was. And that's what I'm saying is like, with Kawhi Leonard, that's superstar player. But then, like I said, the pedestal that we put a lot of the other guys, like, a Jaylen Brown, would you consider Jaylen Brown all that he accomplished this year?
Stop, Ruth.
No, I'm saying all that he accomplished this year. Is he at that superstar status? No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Same thing that goes for like Paul George.
He had a great playoff, but that doesn't make you superstar is developed over time.
Exactly.
You don't have one good year and you're all of a sudden you're a superstar. You have to do it year after year after year. And Jalen hasn't done that. He's just coming out of the shadow of Jason Tatum.
Very few. I don't like to use that word superstar just on everybody, right? We talk about Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, right? Superstar players who elevate as well as make the players around them better, right? Yeah. That's the type of player. Now, Kevin Durant, superstar, yes. Didn't completely love the move to Golden State, but hey, he got his championships. He got the MVP. They beat up on those Cavs teams. Yeah. But nonetheless, superstar is a word that should be used very small.
And I love it because we love to interact with all of our listeners. Pledge has been on the show with me recently. He's going to come back on. I know he loves coming on Sweep the League, but I mean, it could bring a smile to people's faces, but it's a legit thing. He says it's not part of being a superstar, being available. And again, when healthy, probably the best player in the game. And I'm talking above LeBron. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, he's better than LeBron when he's healthy.
But I mean, LeBron will play no defense. So
I was going to mention LeBron myself. I was going to ask James. So if LeBron gets hurt that week and has to sit out a week, does that make him not a superstar?
It's a matter of how many games.
It's what you've done on a nightly basis. No guy gets hurt on purpose. We know LeBron's a superstar. If he didn't play another game in his career, he's still a superstar, and it's the same with Kawhi.
Yeah, it says best two-way player in the league. Yeah, I mean, for me, Kawhi is the best two-way player in the league. When healthy, not even LeBron. I mean, it's Kawhi and then pretty much everybody else. Bronny James is a super-duper megastar. We got to go to commercial break on that here.
And that a guaranteed contract for a second
Are you still gonna be on that guaranteed thing?
He hasn't done anything, Rudy. Come on.
He has not done anything. I know he hasn't. Hey, Gio, he scored 3 points today. I mean,
he did?
I think he scored 3 points today.
What's the excuse? I just don't like, Derek, that JJ Redick sits there and insults us. He literally calls us stupid.
Well, yeah, he does. I mean, apparently back in the day, it was nothing but like plumbers and, garbage men and all that stuff. But hey, this is coming from a guy that averaged, 10 points in the game, in the league, and didn't accomplish much. And his only coaching job has been literally fourth grade basketball. I mean, hell, honestly, guys, if fourth grade basketball gets you a head coaching job in the NBA, I need to be coaching some Olympic squads in, because I've coached more than fourth grade. I mean, hell, I've got a nice little resume to put up against JJ Redick. So,
Derek, why didn't you put your resume in for the Lakers?
Because I'm gonna give JJ some credit. I think he had a good career. Wow. He did, he did what it was called upon for his style of play, and he knocked down shots. I don't see him being a coach, but we know sometimes it's who behind the scenes, and I'm going to wish him well. I don't want any player that's ever played to fail. But, yeah, he didn't earn it, and neither did Bronny. So, and when the Gio mentions Bronny, I hope people don't get upset, because there's no player in the NBA history that has done less than Bronny did to earn a spot.
There you go. There you go. We got Pledge in here as well. We'll get to his comments here. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to have local San Antonio comedian Dave Mullins is going to be joining us. He's got a show coming up July 27th at the Josephine Theater. I'm working with Eventbrite to try to get some tickets for a listener out there. Again, the call-in number is 830-499-1852. If you guys want to call us here at Sweep the League, 830-499-1852. We're going to try to get somebody in San Antonio some tickets for Dave Mullins on July 27th. So when we get back, it'll be myself, it'll be Derek, it'll be Coach Gio. We'll bring on Dave here to talk a little bit about his comedy show coming up. Probably give you a little insight of some high school stuff that we went through. One of the local guys, Hector Ledesma, who's on local TV, he was also a high school graduate with myself and Dave. So we'll see what we can get out of Dave here in a little bit on the flip side. But this is Sweep the League. We'll be right back, guys. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Can you imagine a world where nature meets wellness, where every sip you take nourishes your body and soul? Introducing Special Leaf Tea, a line of 100% natural, ready-to-drink iced teas crafted to boost your immunity and energy. With 4 unique flavors to choose from, as in hibiscus blueberry, tangerine ginger, pomegranate blueberry, or the original, you can indulge in the perfect blend of taste and nutrition. Their teas are carefully crafted with 2 times the antioxidants and no added sugar. They're known to help with blood pressure, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, weight management, and even provide natural energy without caffeine. Join the movement towards natural wellness. Order now at www.specialleaf.com and start sipping your way to a healthier, happier you. Special Leaf Tea. Nature in every sip. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Pops the mastermind, got the team what we need. 5 rings deep, we the dynasty kings. From the Alamo Dome to the banners we bring.
That is the newest music video, or not even video. We haven't shot the videos yet. I don't think our producer can get a lens wide enough for me to fit into to do the video, but we're gonna try to find something, man. That is 210. Also, the Wemby song has hit Apple Music, so if you want to go download it, go download the Wemby song. We are releasing a lot of music tracks here from Sweep the League and SOTB. Just be ready, guys. We're innovating, we're evolving, we're bringing a whole lot more. And like I mentioned last night, there's a lot more to be coming from Sweep the League. So you guys are going to be able to be a part of the show and not even have to be on here live. So that's going to be more information coming out on that. 830-499-1852 is the call-in number. We'll let it scroll down at the bottom here, but let's get into this, guy. So we've got a local guy here, Dave Mullins. He's got a show on July 27th at the Josephine Theater. I'm going to really try to be there. Talk to the wife. She said that I've been a good boy, so I can actually get out of the house and we can go do something. So I did the dishes. I did the laundry. I cleaned the living room. I'm being a good guy, Derek. I want to go out and get, Did
you cut the grass?
I did. I cut the grass twice. Holy cow. My fat butt actually did stuff around the house. So now I can actually go see my buddy Dave Mullins. But yeah, he's going to be on the show right now. We'll bring him on in right now. Dave Mullins here. Dave, I appreciate you joining us, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I brushed my teeth and put new underwear on for this. So, thanks,
you brought out all the stops when you're bringing up the underwear, man.
Yeah, well, I brushed my teeth for this too, man.
Well,
it's nothing but high class for you, brother.
I appreciate that. I think that goes back to our high school days where they made us, dress up in ties and, long sleeves and slacks and everything. So I just remember we couldn't have any facial hair. So I'm just starting to grow it in now because all those years. And
we got fined for that, man. We got fined.
Did.
Can you guys money?
What kind of school is this, Rudy?
It's a Catholic school.
It's Catholic private school, Central Catholic.
No facial hair.
So the weird thing is we had, obviously the dean of discipline were both either brother or priest. At the time, but when you had facial hair, they give you a razor and you went and dry shaved.
Yeah.
They didn't give you no shaving cream.
Sometimes you had to go running around school looking for a razor to shave so they wouldn't catch you.
Yeah.
Like they'd be looking for you to extort money, basically, man. I didn't have nothing. All right. I had to borrow money all the time for lunch. I was trying to hit me up for shaving fines, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man. It was bad. And then I think there was like a $5 or $10 fine for chewing gum if you got busted for chewing gum, which I did. I chewed gum a lot and I never got busted. So knock on wood, I don't hope I don't get busted now. So
I get busted.
John Hernandez, who you know here, is Rudy, you forgot to take out the trash. I did forget to take out the trash. That is my bad there. We got another guy in here, Chris Wintermark. Hey, Rudy. Hey, Dave. How you doing, Chris, man? Appreciate you joining the show. John Mullen, Rudy, and I are doing that summer work program. Yeah, I did the summer work program to help pay for Central Catholic. So my Mexican roots came out big time during the summer.
I don't want to hear that, dude. I used to work there during the summer. Okay.
Well, you joined.
All the fellas would be like calling me Wedo and stuff. I mean, if you remember back in the day, some of the guys I worked with, they still don't know my name. It's just Wedo.
Hey, Dave. First of all, say how you doing? Was Providence at school in the summer as well? Is that why you guys didn't mind being a part of the summer program?
Oh, we minded, man. We minded. Okay, yeah, they went out there sunbathing. We were just. I literally was breaking rocks at one point. I mean. We didn't get to actually look at the girls during the summer. No.
Yeah, we did.
Well, Gio, I don't know if you know, Providence is right down the street from where these guys went to school, to Central Catholic.
Okay.
Buttons, and right down the street, they have all girls school, Providence.
Yeah.
Rudy, weren't you a ladies man back then?
No, far from it. I was not.
Hey, look, those restraining orders were BS anyway, right, bro?
And the truth comes out. Oh my God!
I mean,
hopefully the wife is not listening.
Statute of limitations is over.
It should be over. I mean, Jesus, we graduated in '97. So, I mean, it should be over. It should be over by now. But yeah, Gio, it was.
I was 7 years old in 1997.
Man, I know. Well, you're a son of a bitch today. How about that? Just saying something like that. 7 years old.
I was 7 years old, Rudy.
7 years
horrible,
old.
Man. Horrible.
You see, this is the stuff I got to put up with when it comes to Gio, Dave. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's great. Balls dropped the other week. That's good. I'm
glad. Man, so you've got a show coming up on July 27th at the Josephine Theater in San Antonio, Texas, and pretty much it's over there. What is it? The St. Mary's Strip area.
Right. The St. Mary's Strip is like right there, and like we were talking earlier. That area got hit pretty hard with COVID, like a lot of business areas did. And then it was under construction. And I was talking to some of the owners around there, and like, we don't know which was worse, COVID or construction, So that's all finally done. The strip is open, like the bars are open and stuff like that. So I thought this was a perfect venue. You go to the show. There's a bar at the theater, by the way. So like the show starts at 8, but the doors open at 7. It's general admission. There's a bar there. You get a drink, you sit down, you wait for the show to come on, and then I'll go out there and make you laugh, And this is a perfect date night for anyone, Like you're having to force your wife, be like, this guy's funny, okay? You're gonna be in a good mood when you leave, all right? And at the very worst, you can go to the bars afterwards. They're right across the street,
There you go.
Yeah, and I was telling some friends, it's a perfect double date. You can go with some couple and don't have to say a goddamn word to them. I'll do all the talking, and you can just leave afterwards. You've done your social obligation. You don't have to talk to anyone. I'll do the talking.
Where are we going afterwards, Dave? Down on Grayson? Where are we going? Hotel
man, there's bars all over there, man. There's Joey's across the street. That's a big hangout, for some people our age. Some people.
I personally know Joey, Dave. So.
Oh. Well, then I guess you're coming, and then we'll go afterwards. It sounds like someone's getting tickets. That's what it sounds like, Derek.
I think if I can drag Derek with us out there, maybe I can drag Derek.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to him. You don't even have to talk to him. You just sit forward, and I'll do the talking, and everything will be all right.
All right, sounds good.
There you go, man. There you go. So you're saying the doors open at 7, the show starts at 8. 7. Let me ask you this: what kind of show are we expecting here?
I just dropped my pants and everyone points them out.
That sounds like Gio's nightmare, or actually probably dream that has happened before. So.
He's like, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I just tell different stories, and just like the weird stuff growing up, having to just deal with certain things. And I think everyone can identify it. And there's certain stories from stories from college and high school about, getting your brothers home. It's a big thing. Growing up the way we did in the school we went to, brotherhood was a big thing. and sometimes you got in trouble and you needed your brothers to get you home, staggering, bail you out of jail, stuff like that. Some fun stories that, pretty much everyone can relate to,
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you.
It's not like overly political or anything like that. It's just a lot of fun laughing at me and the weird stuff I found myself into, man. Yeah.
And I can honestly say back in high school, I wasn't, I had a couple of friends. I didn't really talk to a whole lot. I know me and Dave didn't really hang out at all in high school.
Yeah, prying fucking words out of this guy's mouth, man.
Hey, Rudy, quiet. I was a little
Rudy. Hey, Rudy.
I was a little quiet back in my high school days, but
Yeah, Rudy was like all of a sudden he's got on the radio. He's got a radio.
Yeah, I know. I popped my cherry, and now I'm on the radio here, so now I can't shut up, and that's the problem.
Well, that's a smart idea, dude. I just talk to myself in a room a lot, so that's why I was like, I gotta talk to somebody, man. Come to the show. Yeah.
We're definitely, like I said, we're definitely planning to be there. I'll see if I can get maybe Derek to join us out there. And then again, I'm working with Eventbrite. I'm trying to get them to, hey, you know what? I'm trying to give away tickets to a couple of listeners to get
man,
there,
and it's like
it's terrible.
And did you actually talk to someone? Did you have a conversation with somebody?
I called the number that was provided on there, and they're like, well, we don't really allow transfer of tickets.
Oh, so you actually got hold of someone. I guess I was calling a different number. So
unless I randomly dialed a number and called India, and it was supposed to be for my warranty program or something that I have. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, like what's it's I feel like I'm dealing with it has been a bit of a hassle. I kind of jumped into this. I was like, I have to, I figured the summer's going to be coming to an end around then, right? Because people have kids and they're, said I'm going to school or, they're done with this. And I was like, this is a good time to have it. Plus I needed to, do a date before, he signed someone else. So I was like, this is a perfect venue and this is a pretty good time. The only problem is that a lot of our friends, are not going to, everyone's like, I'm leaving town that weekend, or, oh, great. That's great, man. There's one story about one of us, he's going to be in Nebraska, and I was like, man, well, you're going to miss out on the story about you, so, so like, that's a problem I was having, I didn't focus group how great it was. Like, when was everyone going to be in town? So, I had to pull a trigger and stuff like that. So.
I got to ask a question, one of the last questions here is, you and I graduated with a guy who's on local TV, and that's our boy Hector Ledesma.
Man, I was the best man at his wedding.
There you go, best man at his wedding. So I gotta know: is there going to be a Hector Ledesma story,
like a Hollywood movie, or
however you want to say it? I want to know if
Michael Pena is Michael Pena going to be Hector in the story of Hector Ledesma? I always thought that if someone made a movie about me, like it'd be great if Denzel played me.
Denzel playing Dave Mullins. Think
about it. They always get like someone who's better than you, the normal person, right? Better looking, whatever it is, taller, smarter, whatever. I think the best version of me is Denzel Washington. So that's what my whole theory was. Like, if they ever, like, think about it. If you wanted someone to do you in a movie, who would you want? We got Denzel.
Man. Honestly, probably
I think Derek is
back in the
day.
Chris Farley, as much as I weighed back in the day, probably Chris Farley would have been the guy to play me outside of John Candy. I mean, I have no idea.
But we're trying to go with a better version.
They're pretty better than I am. That's for damn sure. I don't know if I can get any better than that. I mean, I would say Robert De Niro, but he would probably screw my whole character up. So I'd rather go with a funny man, because I tried to be funny back in the day. Obviously, I wasn't, but.
Well, you would have to open up your goddamn mouth for anyone.
And again, I apologize. I concentrated
you were the funniest guy in the room, but no one knew. Right?
Probably, but I tried to concentrate on being the second worst person in the class, graduating 83rd out of 84 people. I made the top 100. That's all I can say.
I broke that top 100, baby. Yeah, I was like in the middle, I think. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that.
Hell,
you can have Louis Anderson play you.
Louis Anderson would have been good. That's kind of an insult because I wasn't that big, but I mean that's kind of an insult, man. But yeah, I think Louis Anderson would have been good, man.
He was pretty funny.
He was.
He still is he's dead? Is Louis Anderson dead?
Yes,
I think. Yeah.
Are we sure about that? We don't want to. We don't want to Fagoda this guy.
Well, social media, I mean, he either is or isn't. We'll find out here pretty
Yeah,
soon.
I thought Johnny Cash was dead, and then all of a sudden I saw him doing commercials back in the day. I was like, what? This is before Tupac came back too, man. They didn't have the technology. I was like, what the hell is this?
Well, Tupac's been alive for a long time still. Apparently he hasn't passed. Apparently Michael Jackson hasn't passed either. Video came out that he jumped out of the ambulance and all that. So
I saw some guy doing a performance at I think a hotel, and it looked kind of scary, but it wasn't Michael Jackson though.
No, man, it couldn't
was
have
it
been.
like a kid's party or something? What do you mean?
I don't know what it was. It was this guy he can tell he had his face paint like Michael.
Oh my god.
And it just didn't look well. Not that Michael painted his face, but you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know. I gotta ask before we let Dave go. I've got to ask Derek. You know, Dave brought up the whole thing about having someone play you in a movie. Now, you being the legitimate NBA star you are and player and everything, who would play Derek Gervin in a movie, man?
Today, oh man. Well, it'd have to be somebody tall, first of all. Man, I couldn't even give you an answer because, man, I mean, how many guys are out there these
Well,
days?
there's that guy. I don't know if you ever watched the show The Shy. That guy was in the NBA, right? You guys ever watched that show?
I've never watched it. I can't really say I watched it.
Well, that's
Dave,
all. Dave, you just made my pick for me.
Leon, maybe you can go with Leon. He did an episode or two.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wouldn't mind Leon. You know who Leon is, Rudy.
You know what?
Five Heartbeats, Temptations. He's played in several movies.
Hey, man, he was in that Madonna video.
Okay. It's coming to me now. I understand, man.
Yeah.
You know, my wife locks me in my room and doesn't let me out, so I don't get very much time outside. You know, that's just me. What you see is what you get. I'm here 24 hours a day. I have a cot over here.
I mean,
and that's
that Madonna video happened back in the 80s. So
again, you know, I've been sheltered my entire life, Mullins. I've been sheltered.
Rudy, who would be Dave? Would it be a younger John? Would it be John Goodman before he got up in age?
Who now?
John Goodman. This ain't John Goodman.
Dude, I've heard that many a time in my life.
Well, someone said
they're like, "Hey man, you look like John Goodman." I was like, you know, I like John Goodman, but I don't think I'm that big.
Well, John is saying Al Bundy.
The features are the same, but I'm saying
I've gotten that. I also got Fred Flintstone one time too. So
Fred Flintstone.
Hey Rudy, can we get this story about the Al Bundy?
I don't know. Mullins, apparently John saying Mullins, please tell the audience why we call you Al Bundy of San Antonio. I've never heard of that, but
hey man, everyone I've gotten Al Bundy of San Antonio. Yeah, I can see that comparison. I'm about as successful as Al Bundy was at this point in time. I don't want that women, but besides that, I mean.
Hey, you know what? Al Bundy worked in a shoe store, man.
Hey, dude, I love Neighborhood Children. Ed O'Neill's awesome, man.
He is. That was probably one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably talk a lot of smack like Al Bundy could.
As you can tell, man, you get some great jokes. It's going to be a lot of laughs on July 27th.
Yeah, man.
It's over at the Josephine Theater. Again, I'm planning to be there. We're going to try to get some tickets to some of you guys out there. If not, we'll work out something. I'll get a couple of people out there. Some of the listeners will get some tickets out there to join us.
Like I said, we can put some name on a list. I mean, it sounds a little weird. We're just making lists of people, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
as long as it's not people that you were pissed off for back in the day,
right.
So, take care of that night, then we don't want to do anything like that at all. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, Dave. And you know what? If you want to plug anything right now, if you want to say a couple of last words to everybody out there, but again, we're going to be promoting it for you every single night that we're on. We're on Monday through Friday, so we got you covered.
Oh, well, that's awesome, man. I'm just trying to think of what else it could be that I would put in here. I don't know. Thanks for having me on, I guess, man. If I come up with any more jokes, I'll text you, and you can just say that shit on air. All right, man?
Text it to me. I'll put it on air. If you have to come on by and, before the show comes out and you want to come on the live show
man,
again,
just to, remind everyone once again, because they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy tickets, and then they gotta go do something else. I watch it all on Netflix too. You know what I'm saying? You get lost in time. So we'll absolutely, man. Tell all your friends in the NBA to go buy some tickets.
Dave, I want to say this sincerely, man. I think you're a funny guy already, man.
I appreciate it.
Sincerely, and I want to wish. I'm planning on seeing you. That's for the people that don't know. That's 17 days from today. That's a Saturday.
Yeah,
So
and you know what? We're going to be filming it too. That's a big part we're going to be doing. That's some overhead
I
costs.
look forward to meeting you, man. I want to wish you good luck, and I mean that's sincere.
Absolutely, man. But like I said, we're going to be filming it, and hopefully, we can put it on. Hopefully, we want to put it in theaters. And by me, I mean me. I want to put it in theaters. Because that's how you should go watch stand-up comedy. Like when you just watch it at your house, you might be with your lady or something like that, or your partner, whatever the term is today, and that's fine. Or you might have some friends come over and be like, oh, let's watch the new, Chris Rock or whatever. And that's fine. But you don't have the same atmosphere as you are at a club or a theater. And these days you can go buy beer and go watch a movie. It's the same difference, Plus this show is actually cheaper than a movie. But like I said, that's the plan, is to film it, put it in theaters, let everyone see. So, but definitely the crowd's all about the crowd, man. If you don't have an audience, you're just some asshole in a forest talking to that tree that fell down, calling him lazy and shit, Like,
that is Dave Mullins, man. July 27th, hanging out with Dave at the Josephine Theater. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite. Just go to eventbrite.com. Search Hanging with Dave. Buy those tickets. They are $10. I don't know about the fees on there, but
I think it comes like 13.
Yeah, it's like
with their fees. I wish I could just stand outside and just hand tickets and people hand me cash, but whatever. The IRS, whatever Mike Cohn was talking to me about it. So
IRS doesn't hopefully pay attention to this because they are. I know I'm in trouble if they are, but who cares about that? But again, it is July 27th, Josephine Theater. Dave, appreciate you joining on. If we can get you back on before the show, we definitely will try, man. If not, we will be seeing you at the show, man. But best of luck, brother.
All right. Thanks again, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too, Dave. Dave Mullins, Derek Gervin, Coach Gio. We'll be back with Sweep the League more here in a little bit.
All right, guys.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweet the League Radio.
Hey guys, are you ready for a flavor explosion? Look no further than La Cocina Taco Truck, serving up the best street tacos and quesadillas in New Braunfels. With a 5-star rating and rave reviews, they're not just a taco truck. They are a taste sensation. La Cocina staff is the best in town and pride themselves on making every customer feel like family. Whether you're feeding a crowd or just satisfying your own cravings, they've got you covered, because no order is too big or too small for them there. Louis and his staff are all about customer satisfaction, and they love their community. Don't worry, San Antonio friends, they're just a short trip away to New Braunfels. So why wait? Come visit La Cocina Taco Truck today and taste the difference for yourself. That's La Cocina Taco Truck, where every bite is a fiesta. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Shemaya, you did it.
Wendy, the king is crowned. Wendy, the king is crowned. Future of the league, and he's wearing it proud. We playing justice, playing checkers, no contest. Wendy's got the game on lock, and he's making it statement. I'm talking about Wendy, the next in line. Future of the league, and he's shining fine.
Sweep the League and SOTB, of course, teaming up on our new partnership. We are releasing music. That was the Wemby song, The Crown. It is available on Apple Music, Spotify, basically wherever music is available. You can go purchase it right now. Also, 210, that came out today. Another version for San Antonio peeps out there. We love our city, so we're going to keep releasing the music little by little. Eventually, we're going to have a whole LP out from Sweep the League. So Derek, myself, Coach Gio, all of us here at Sweep the League, just innovating and evolving to the next level. John's wanting to know if he can watch Dave's show in the nude. I have no idea if you can. If you want to, by all means, go ahead.
Do what you want, man.
Just don't sit next to me. I don't need any of that next to me at all, man. So, Tim's in here, Derek. He said Todd Bridges can play Derek in a movie. He did say Sam Cassell can play.
Oh, my goodness. Sam Cassell. That's funny. Sam is a really good friend of my nephew's, George Gervin Jr. So that's funny, but I think I look a little better than Sam.
I was going to say, yeah.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. That's exactly what you said. Shots fired. Question for all three of you guys. Put a roster of USA Women's. Who's y'all top 5 women's starters and 5 off the bench? Tim loves these top 5s and top 10s. So I don't know if we can do 5 women. Let's do 5 women for USA basketball. Honestly, I mean, you can't start a women's team without Cynthia Cooper. That's definitely one for me. I mean, could you go with the originals, Derek? Like Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie. I mean, I know I'm probably forgetting a lot.
I would probably take, to be honest, my point guard would be, I would have Cynthia play the 2 probably, and my point guard would be from this area. I like Anna Escu. I'm really a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, she can shoot that ball, too. So she would be in my top 5 for sure. And Cynthia as well.
Yeah, man. I forgot about Anosku as well. Jill, you got any women you would throw in that top 10 or so for WNBA? A fewer, not even WNBA. I mean, because Cheryl Miller was way before her time in the WNBA. There's a lot of other women, Nancy Lee Brent Klein as well. But I mean, there's other women out there that we could probably pick.
Well, Sue Bird. I mean, she's as accomplished as they come. You got Sue Bird, Tamika Catching. She played for the Indiana Fever. Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie. I mean, of course, Anna Taurasi when she's not hating on Caitlin Clark. Some of those women you can also put in there as well.
But isn't that a good rivalry? I mean, it's
Dana's past. She's past her prime.
It's so hard.
Yeah, she's twice her age. So
Taurasi ain't doing
we have to find somebody else. Probably for Caitlin, man. That's why I said Anna Escu. That would be some more along the lines of somebody that would be a match for her, not Diane Taurasi at this point in her career.
Yeah, and speaking of WNBA, quick announcement: we've got Megan Price. She talks a lot. She covers a lot of WNBA. She works up in Amarillo. I think it's 906 AMF Sports in Amarillo. She's going to be joining us next week to talk some WNBA basketball with us, as well as some other stuff as well. She has her own podcast as well. I think it's Chicks and Salsa podcast. I got to get the exact name for it, but she does a very good job for WNBA. And also, it's been confirmed we're going to have Jill Jelnick join us for some Tennessee Titans when we do our NFL coverage. She's going to be joining us on Sweep the League. Now, with Jill Jelnick, it might be an early segment or an early show that day when she comes on. But when we get into our NFL talk, going through a lot of these training camps, she's going to be joining us for Tennessee Titans talk. We've also got feelers out for everybody of the NFL team. So we've got a lot of NFL coverage right around the corner. But I definitely look forward to Megan Price joining us next week for some WNBA talk. It's getting big, man. And the constant thing I see is, the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark, the Rookie of the Year talk that's been going on back and forth. We've hit on it before. The popular choice, obviously, Gio's on one side, Derek's on one side. Derek's saying Angel Reese, if you're going by stats and all. Gio saying, it's Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Clark. To me, it's still pretty damn close, when it comes to Rookie of the Year. If I had to pick one, I'm still in the co-Rookie of the Year category. I can't just pick one girl to win Rookie of the Year right now. They're both playing some really damn good basketball.
Yeah, no, I mean, Rudy, you're not looking to pick. You've also picked Daniel Jones in the past, so
every show it comes up about
Caitlin Clark. She's had a triple-double. The first, I believe, for a rookie in WNBA history, Rudy, if I'm not mistaken. So she has that on her resume. Her team also might make the playoffs for whatever that's worth.
And I have to remind you that Caitlin Clark has played some good games, but Angel Reese also has 14 double-doubles in a row.
Yeah.
So to me, I could see really what you're saying about it going either them being really, because they both done something. Kaylin is the first rookie to get a triple-double, but Angel Reese is leading the league in rebounding, and she's the first player in the league, period, to do what she's done.
I would hope she would lead the league in rebounds. She's so tall, Derek.
No,
There's taller.
There's Cardozo's 6'7", so even on her own team, she's not the tallest. But to me, they both could be co-MVP, co-rookie of the year. And if I had to vote, that would be my vote right now. It's hard to go either way. I think they both earned it.
Yeah, I mean, they both earned to me, they both earned Rookie of the Year. That's co-Rookie of the Year right now. And it's weird because I've mentioned before, I was watching WNBA, from the get-go. Cynthia Cooper is my favorite WNBA player, the originator of, what you would call Michael Jordan at the time. Just the way she played, the championships. I think, when you talk about favorite NBA players of mine, Tisha Penicheiro, I've made that very clear, is one of the players, not just, female, male, whatever, one of the players that I really would try to mimic my game when I played. Of course, it was after the time that I was, in high school stuff, but I would play in the, pick up basketball or whatever. Tisha Penicheiro was definitely one player that I remember. Jennifer Azzi is another one that I really, really liked her game. Obviously, Becky Hammond when she was in New York and also with San Antonio. There's a lot of, great female talent. And the one thing the fight that I have with people is they always say, well, it's the WNBA, it's women's basketball, it's women's sports. Women's sports, because I can attest to it in bowling of all sports. It is pure. It is fundamental. It is, for me, that's the kind of sports that I like, is fundamentally sound sports. And you know what? Yeah, they miss layups. They do this. They do that.
I was going to mention,
no.
I saw a game once.
I get it.
Where it was a lot of turnovers. But I will say these players also play overseas. They're playing a lot throughout the year. They don't play a lot with their teammates probably until the WNBA season. So I think there's also a reason to why there are a lot of turnovers with people coming in and out, playing overseas, playing in different countries, in which they get more familiarized with certain players and they come back to the States a little bit different. So I do give them that. It's a lot going on when they're having to travel a lot as well.
Hey, Rudy, could you let Tim, I hope you're listening. I know Ariana very well. Watched her play several games this year, and I'm hoping what you're saying is true, that she gets in the league. I actually talk to her dad quite often. Been to see her several games this year. I even watched them play when they got knocked out the playoffs against Brennan. So I hope Ariana, I got to talk to Andre, of course. So I'm hoping that Ariana continues to evolve. Her game just continues to evolve. She does well at Duke. And then we get to see her in the WNBA. That would be nothing short of spectacular for me.
I think she has a really good shot at making the WNBA into the league. I mean, she's a hell of a player, man. And she's going to, a powerhouse school, which is Duke. Man, I mean, I said Duke again. I said it with respect too, but I only say it with respect because of Ariana Robertson. So she's going to a powerhouse school as it is. And I think she does make it to the WNBA. She's that good of a player. Jeff Garcia is in here. Would you throw in Lisa Leslie or Rebecca Lobo? Definitely. I mean, yeah. I mean, both of them. I would definitely both of them.
Leslie in her prime. Listen, 3-time MVP, 2-time champion. I mean, her resume speaks for itself. I think a 4-time gold medalist as well. The resume, it speaks everything. And for Rebecca Lobo as well, she didn't have as long a career as Lisa did, but she was, especially in college. I mean, I believe she led Connecticut to their first women's championship. It started Gino and that run that he's had for a long time. But Lobo as well, fantastic player early on.
Wasn't the Lobo run in Connecticut, wasn't she teammates of Jennifer Rosati? Was that one of her team? I think it was, right? So that was another player that I fully expected to make it in the WNBA was Rosati. I don't know if she ever really had, a brilliant career there, but I mean, yeah, Tim is asking which WNBA player would you build around? I honestly, I mean, Cynthia Cooper would be the first person that I would build around. That's mine. And it's kind of weird because the Houston Comets, I mean, you got to remember the first three were Cheryl Swoops, Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie. It's who basically the three that started in the WNBA. And it's like Houston just fell into the greatest luck in history because they were able to get Tina Thompson and Cynthia Cooper. So that
watch out for
trio
Maya
is
Moore
massive.
is another one. She was a very good player. I think she won like what, four-time champion?
Yeah, Gio, my oldest brother, not George, my oldest brother would appreciate you saying that because he is a Maya Moore fan to this day.
Oh, well, yeah, man. Maya Moore, man. I mean, a stellar basketball player, like fantastic basketball player.
Rudy, for Tim, who would you start for me this year? If we were talking about current players, Tim, for me, it would be the one I think should win unanimous MVP. If we're talking about building around today, for me, it'd be Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson. Easy pick for me on that one. Asia Wilson. If he's right, if it's right now, today, you're talking Asia Wilson definitely is the player that I would build around. If it's all time, I mean, for me, it's going to be Cynthia Cooper. I mean, I think I can definitely build around Cynthia Cooper easily Cynthia Cooper. But yeah, Jay Wilson is definitely one you would build around right now. Let's be real. The WNBA, for a lot of people was, and I'm just going to say it in a non-disrespectful way, it was a laughing stock to a lot of people. But these days, the WNBA is not. I mean, it's getting a crap load of fans watching it.
Hey, Rudy, can I name 4 quick players from USC back in the day? Yeah. When I played at UTSA, right? My freshman year. So we talking a long time ago, 1982.
Yeah.
USC had a team that consisted of Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper, JaVale McGee's mom. You got Pam and Paula McGee, identical twins. So just think about that powerful 4 back in the day before they even started talking about threesomes and all that. They had 4. They had 2 ladies that's over 6 feet, 6'3", 6'4", the McGee sisters. One of them, of course, JaVale's mom. And then you got Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Miller.
Jeez, man.
Lady Trojans. Oh, man.
A hell of a team. And just to add on another name, Lauren Jackson, she played for the Seattle Storm. Another great, really good player, a champion. I think a several-time MVP of the league. Another player that we never really hear about, but another player who we can also build a team around.
Yeah.
I mean, in my top 5, or we have to name 5 like Tim asked earlier. No, I mean it. Lauren Jackson's in my top 5 best players that have played in the WNBA.
Yeah. I mean, Lauren Jackson, man, she doesn't get any talk at all. That's kind of crazy, man. Dawn Staley in the mix. Yeah, Dawn Staley, I would say Dawn Staley top 15, Derek, maybe.
That's a tough one for me because I would put like Teresa Weatherspoon over Dawn Staley.
Definitely.
And there was another lady I used to like, Ruthie Bolton Holyfield. Yeah. So there are a few I would put over Dawn, but I would have her in my top 20. I would give her 20, 15, might be a stretch. But out of my last 5, I would definitely have her in there.
Yeah, I was going to say it has to be either top 15 or top 20 on most people's list for Dawn Staley, but I love her as a coach. I think she's one of the few female coaches that I could potentially see in an NBA, easily be an NBA coach. So definitely one that I feel that has the opportunity that might present itself to be in the NBA as a head coach one day, of course, along with Becky as well.
With Becky Hammond, yeah, let's make that happen, NBA.
Yeah, we definitely got to make that happen here pretty soon. So wanted to give a quick shout out to Dave Mullins for joining us earlier. San Antonio Comedian, July 27th is his show. Again, shout out to our sponsors, our wonderful sponsors. And you know what? The thing with our sponsors is that they're going to get a lot more happening for them here pretty soon. We launched the music side of Sweep the League. We've got a fan interaction thing that's about to be dropping here pretty soon. So we've got a lot more, and it's all provided to you guys because of our great sponsors. It is MCS General Contracting. It is La Cocina Taco Trunk, and it is also Special Leaf Tea. So without those guys and without the support of you listeners out there, Sweep the League we would just be regular old talk show. But you know what? Because of you and because of our sponsors, we're growing and we're growing fast. So appreciate everybody out there, man. Again, cannot do this without you guys out there. But nonetheless, we've got that giveaway July 19th. We're up to 134, 135 subscribers. We get to 200. Everybody that's a subscriber gets 2 entries to get a copy of College Football 25. We're doing a Madden giveaway for that release day. I think we're probably gonna end up doing the NBA 2K release as well. Yeah. So we're gonna be doing a lot of giveaways. The only way for you to win is to be a part of the YouTube page. So go to our YouTube. It's at YouTube at Sweep the League TV, and just be a subscriber. Gets you chances to win buku of stuff. So appreciate everybody out there. But you know what? It's been a fun night. We had a lot of fun with David Mullins earlier. I'm looking forward to seeing the show. For Derek Gervin, for Coach Gio, again, MCS general contracting. Oh, what happened now?
Derek, we got to get some of your friends on this show, Derek.
Hey, now I'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
Hey, Gio, I had a young lady write me today, and I'm hoping she responds again by the name of Aaliyah Boston.
Okay, all right.
So I'm hoping we can make that happen. But you're right about that. As we move forward, we start bringing on some guests, and so people keep tuning in. Great idea, Gio.
Yeah, and like I said, we've got 2 already lined up, and Megan Price is going to be providing some WNBA content, as well as other content as well. And then Jill Jelnick's going to be joining us for some NFL talk, especially for the Tennessee Titans, who she covers over in Tennessee. So, yeah, we've got some people lined up. But yes, we're definitely working on players, whether it be past, present, or possibly future players. We're working them on, we're trying to get them on Sweep the League for all you guys out there. But again, we appreciate everything that everybody does for us here. Our sponsors, MCS General Contracting, Special EFT, and La Cocina Taco Truck. So for Coach Gio, for Derek Gervin, I am Rudy Campos. Until we sweep the league again tomorrow, we'll see you later, guys.
Have a good night, guys. Digital. Pops the mastermind, got the team what we need. 5 rings deep, we the dynasty kings. From the Alamo Dome to the banners we bring.